All right, guys, welcome to the Bone Maniac podcast. I'm your host, Ethan Kelderman.
And I'm the Maniac, and here, guys, we're going to bring you from field to audio our firsthand experiences, not only with our partners, but just everyday life that we're going to be doing out here hunting. Okay, guys, we're down here in Florida, finishing up a Grand Slam with turkey, hunting gators, hunting hogs, with no other than Matt Cates with Triple M Outfitters. How you doing today, Matt?
Doing good, man. How you guys doing?
I'm doing pretty good.
So, Matt, we've come down to hunt. We've come down to finish up a slam, which I told you that really wasn't important to me until like later on, and come down to do some gator hunting, come down to do some hog hunting, brought the wife, brought the kids, brought one of the kids. Mm-hmm. And, man, it's been an eventful week.
Yeah, it's been pretty action-packed, some highs, some lows, but that's hunting, right?
Yeah, it is. It's always humbling to get those lows because, like, the first couple of days, that Osceola handed the ass to us.
Yeah, Osceola wasn't cooperating, but that's turkey hunting in general. Everybody that turkey hunts kind of knows the deal with that. They never want to cooperate, but we ended up getting it done. That's all that mattered, and we had a good time doing it.
Well, it wasn't for the lack of birds. We saw quite a bit of birds down here. It's just, they just wasn't talking. They weren't henned up. They were still together for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
And, it's just been one of those things like, what are you doing wrong? And I don't think we were doing anything wrong.
No, we weren't. It's even like we talked to a few of my friends while you were here, and, you heard them telling you the same thing that we experienced. We dropped your gator off at the processor today. He was talking about his experience. He went turkey hunting Tuesday, and same thing, weren't showing up. Nobody was doing what they were supposed to do, and just birds weren't cooperating. It's weird right now, but at the end of the day, we got it done, so that's kind of all that matters.
Absolutely, and, never hunting Osceola before, living in Idaho and always hunting out west, hunting the Merions and Easterns and Rios. It was kind of humbling for me too. Like, all right, what are we doing wrong here? What can we do different to seal the deal fast?
Yep.
But it's just turkey hunting.
Yeah, that's turkey hunting, man. It's we had to get a little wild with it, but
Western,
got Western, but it made it fun. We had been sitting in a blind for 2 days and then switched up on another ranch and did a little last minute kind of a brush blind just to kind of sneak in there and make it work on a bird that was roosting pretty close there. And he came right by us, man, just out of shotgun range, and he had hens with him, and everybody knows what the deal with that is, man. It's tough to pull him away from something he's already got. And he put himself in a position that we could sneak on him, and we did, and it paid off, and it was a heck of a good time doing it.
It was, and it was a stud bird. I mean, it was 9.5-inch beard, an inch and a quarter spurs on him.
Yep, good bird. He was, and that's just a good average bird that we produce down here. We kill a lot of 9, 10, 11-inch beards, and inch and a quarter, inch and a half spurs are pretty common. So he was right there in the average that we produce, and they're great birds. A lot of color on them. You were impressed with all the colors.
All the colors.
Blues, greens, coppers. It's definitely a pretty bird. Awesome hunt. Great time. So yeah, we had a good time getting it done.
Well, that's one of the things that was most impressive, like with the sunlight, like the copper collars that was on that bird. It's one of those things where, man, should I mount this bird or not? And it's like,
right.
Well, then you look at this nasty hold, and you're like, that's a lot of work for my part. I think we'll just do something different.
Yeah, for sure.
And that was the 11th bird that you guys have taken.
Yeah.
Down here so far.
Yeah. Yeah, we've been 100% for, this is going on 8 years, and we're 100% right now. So got a few more guys coming in for the season, hopefully get them tagged out and run 8 years of 100% on Osceolas. running anywhere from 8 to a dozen people a year. So
are you screening these guys before they come in? Because I know everybody that I guide, they're always good for a miss or two.
man, I've had lots of misses, and don't get me wrong, there's been a couple people leave without birds, but when I say I'm 100%,
Opportunity.
it's instances like I had a guy come 2 years ago. He missed 4 birds in 3 days, and his shots from 5 yards to 30 yards. Extremely doable. Anybody should have made those shots, and everybody does miss, and that's fine. But if I put 4 birds in front of you in 3 days, I'm 100%.
I would agree with that.
You know what I mean? If guys aren't making the shot, and I don't ask anybody to, hey, that turkey's 75 yards. Here's your one opportunity. Take it or leave it. That doesn't count as an opportunity for me. I make sure I put a bird in a reasonable killing distance to consider it 100%. And I've never had a guy just get one opportunity either. We have a lot of birds. If we put the time in, and guys don't mind doing things outside the box sometimes, like sometimes we got to get out of the blind and we got to go. Sometimes we sit in the blind and they come in just as pretty as you could ask, and we kill them at 25 steps standing in the middle of the decoys. It's just everybody that's a turkey hunter or has turkey hunted, they can relate. Everybody has had all of those experiences. And that's just bird hunting, man. That's the way it goes.
Yes, sir.
I agree 100%. It's that way with early on in early season, like with Miriam's, it can be a little tricky, but for the most part, they're just so abundant, and I think you and I have had that discussion. It's like, how are they out in Idaho or out in PNW? It's like, well, there's so many toms within a group that you're able to pull a few of those, you might not take that herd one off of there, or the big tom off of these hens, but you're going to pull 1 or 2 of them off there and get him to cooperate. And that's all you need sometimes,
Yeah, I mean, you just got to get that bird where you want him, and just have a good time doing it. That's what a lot of people I think that's what a lot of people got to get back to, just in hunting in general. It doesn't always have to be the biggest one. Just get back to 100%. What happened to just having a good time and getting out in the woods and enjoying that part of it.
Well, and I think
we all try to kill good, mature birds, and sometimes you just got to be okay with what's given to you.
I agree.
Another thing that kind of frustrates me is I think a lot of people kind of nowadays are, turkey purists where, they won't, adapt the game and go, like you guys did, stock in on them, or, some people hate the whole reaping thing. And, if you're just going to enjoy it, why not, make it happen however you can make it happen and get that bird killed.
Well, that's reality.
That's hunting, and just because we do it one way doesn't mean it's right, but it's right for us.
Yeah.
And it make it wrong either. I never judge anybody like that, and I don't think hunters should. I think we should all stick together as a whole. But because of one guy hunts a certain way, that doesn't make it right or wrong. That's just what he likes, and that's absolutely what he should do.
And having said all that, it's like, I've told people long ago, and then I met a guy out in Arizona, and he told me the same thing. And I'll give him that, because he said it too, as old Lance Crothers, and he said, you kill the animal how he wants to be killed, and that's what you do. So if you're using a tactic that you'd like to use, well, maybe it doesn't work out, but as a hunter in mind, it's like, I don't want to sit 70 days in a tree stand to kill one animal.
Right.
So I'm going to kill them. So if I need to switch from trad to compound, or from compound to crossbow, or from crossbow to rifle or shotgun, then that's what you do. So, and I think that's a very good point, because, I've had a couple of these conversations just being down here with you, Matt, like other guys, engagement, just off of, now Rona is just off of, while we're down here hunting, it's like trying finagle the whole Waypoint Showdown series and all that stuff, you know, and you're like some of these comments like just blow your mind. Like, dude, we're here to hunt.
Right.
We're here to enjoy camaraderie, sportsmanship, and ultimately, I mean, a lot of people said, well, you're not hunting for food. Well, I'm not hunting to waste it either. So why are you going to kill the animal if you're not going to put it to use?
Yeah. Yeah, we absolutely are hunting for food, and we're hunting for the sport. It's just in our blood. It's what we do. It's just what we do as people, man. We're hunters. That's what we do. That's how we survive.
Well, that's DNA.
Yeah,
DNA.
Everybody's built in with that animus. Some people got it stronger than the others. People that don't want anything to do with it, I don't understand them. I don't know what would happen without it. You know what I mean? I just feel like I just have to do it, and I just feel like I'm missing something if I'm not.
Well, yeah. When we got the experience of that, it was like, okay, these birds aren't cooperating. Okay, what do you want to do, Shane? I was like, well, what did I say? Like, they were just like, I'll tell you what I do back home. I was like, right, I'm on that bird's ass right now. Let's roll it.
Let's go get it done.
Yeah, and we got it done.
Yeah, and as an outfitter, you got to sit back and like feel people out, because some guys aren't cool with that. So you gotta just do. It's also that person's hunt. You have to do what they want to do. You have to do what they're comfortable with. But me and Shane have built the same. We're going to get it done. Whatever we got to do to get it done, we're going to do it. And we did, and we had an absolute blast doing it. I wouldn't change anything about it. We had a great hunt.
Oh yeah, 100%, man.
Well, that's one of those things that I respect of you guys as an outfitters, because, you know, I take people and, you know, they're not paying me or anything, and I still feel like, man, I got to get these guys, you know, whether it's a bird or a deer or whatever. So I can only imagine, you know, when there's money on the line, you know, it would amplify that feeling. Which is good when it works out. It's great, but then you kind of, if it doesn't work out, it's, you know, it sucks.
Yeah, and that's what I think sets. And I'm not the only outfitter like that, for sure. There's many guys that are built the same way I am. I take it personal. You know, it's not a, hey man, great hunt. You had an opportunity. Sorry you didn't get anything. See you next time. I'm not built like that, man. I know guys work hard for their money, and when they come hunt with me, they're going to get 110%, and we're going to go hard. We're going to get it done. And, it's a very personal thing to me. I'm only successful if my client is successful, and that's why we've survived for 25 years. And that's just the way we do things. Sometimes you got to get a little outside the box with it, but at the end of the day, clients appreciate the effort, and that goes a long way with people when they see that you're giving it your all.
Well, and I agree with that. That's a true statement. I think everybody should respect that, you know. And, you know, having said all this stuff, is like, when it comes down to it, it's like, Matt, the hunt's been incredible, and that's just turkey. We still got more to talk about.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
we were just getting turkey.
Yeah, he's like, you know, the turkey's going to be the hardest thing that we need to get out of the way right off the bat. And I'm thinking, before I come down, I was like, oh, man, all right. Well, man, maybe things are going to be a little different than what they are, you know, back home. And then, but you also need that little bit of reset sometimes, being humbled by, hey, this is a different animal, and I'm on the other side of the continent pretty much, you know, and you get to experience things, especially the heat and humidity. I about died a few times. But, you know, yeah, that was a joke, Ethan.
Yeah, I thought it was funny.
Get the humidity there in Iowa.
Yeah.
But, so, you know, the guys that's looking to finish up their Osceola, because, like, what is there, like, roughly, I think I was checking, like, so to speak, you know, and those numbers aren't always accurate, but like 86,000 birds in Florida, something like that.
Yep.
So I think, you know, you being able to offer that to folks that, you know, it's a cool bird. I think I didn't really get to experience the whole, you know, gobble procedure with these guys,
right? You
know, because it's just timing. That's the way it was any bird. But,
yeah, they were a little quiet the last few days. They gobbled, you know, quite a bit there. That last little one you killed.
Well, yeah.
But as a whole, it's not common to have one 20, 30, 40 times in the morning, just kind of burning it up, you know. And they were quiet, and it's not just on our ranches. It's everybody we've talked to this week, calling friends all around the state. I got some outfitter friends, talking to them.
Now, is that just weather? Is that weather, temps? What is that?
You know, it could be weather related.
Is it early?
It could be just time.
Yeah.
It could be timing. You know, the birds are. I kind of think the birds. A lot of the birds are already bred.
Okay, so you guys are late down there then.
Well, we're the earliest turkey season in the U.S. You know, we start second week of March.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm just trying to get a bearing on things because, like, I don't even think about turkeys till like now.
Yeah. I mean, we're just now getting towards the middle of our season, but as a normal, our turkeys right now are gobbling their heads off, running decoys over, you know, beating your decoys up on a set. That's our normal. We just had a weird couple of days, and it happens all the time. It happens every year. There'll be a little time frame there where things just don't act right, and it happens from time to time. But as a whole, they're just on fire right now. But it's that's just, you know, we keep going back to it, but it's just hunting.
Well, and I think, you know, that bird that I killed, I mean, he was very responsive. Like, he would answer us every time you guys would call, and, you know, and he would gobble his head off. It was windy a lot of the times, you know. So
it was windy. He was strutting. We watched him strut for hours. He just had hens, and
we got some awesome footage of this guy before he hit the dirt.
We got hours and hours of footage. And, you know, he did right, except just we needed about 30 more yards at one point.
Yeah,
he needed to come about 30 more yards, and he was dead standing in the decoys. But he walked in with 2 hens and walked out with 2 hens, and that's turkey hunt, man. It's always going to be like that. It's never going to change. It's the way it's always been. And like, you know, we keep talking about it, but that's just hunting. And guys that have been in the woods and hunted them, everybody that's listening has experienced something like that. Yeah.
Well, it's across the board.
For
like
sure.
Even while we were there, you know, just talking to other buddies in the industry, it's like, hey, what's going on with you? Mm-hmm. They were saying the same thing. So we did everything right. The birds were wrong.
Yeah, always.
Always, exactly. There's one thing. Sure, there's one less long beard in Florida.
Guaranteed.
That's all that matters, right?
That's all that matters. We got it done. Daggone right.
So
and then we
go ahead.
So we got the Osceola kill. Then we started having some fun.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm in the dark, just like everybody who's following along on Instagram or what have you. So I know some stuff's been killed, but I guess walk me through this week.
Yeah.
Well, we can jump right into that, you know, here with that. So I mean, you know, so we got the Osceola killed, and we were like, man, we need to have a drink now. Mm-hmm. So, like, let's go check out the ranches. You know, Matt, you got what, over 30,000?
We got over 30,000 private acres here to hunt. We don't, and that's something to add too. We don't hunt anything public ground. Everything is strictly private, and it's all managed by my outfit. So, we got a great management program all the way around for everything, turkeys, hogs, gators, and all that stuff. So that's why our success rates are so high. So, but that's kind of where we jumped into that, was kind of got over the hurt feelings of getting our butt kicked for a couple of days by a turkey, got one in the truck, got dialed into switching gears to go get some gators killed, and took these guys to a few ranches, and that's when we started seeing some numbers. We probably looked at close to 100 gators that first afternoon.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, there's at least 100 gators. And we're riding around, and I'm like, whoa, you know, we're driving up these little reservoirs, as you guys call them, right?
Yep.
You know, where they canal the water and everything for the watermelons. You guys grow the watermelons, and potatoes.
Yeah.
Can you believe that? Potatoes in Florida?
I thought potatoes were an Idaho thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, first place I took them to was a 6,000-acre farm. Big reservoirs on each end to irrigate or to pull water out of the fields. Big pump houses on both ends of this 6,000 acres on the reservoirs, and a whole, I don't even know how many canals and waterways to irrigate this farm. And every bit of it's got alligators in it. And we really got to show off a little bit of what we got to these guys once we started doing that, and really started showing them the numbers of animals we have. And we've got some big gators and a lot of them.
Well, there's no doubt, and just, what you'll see later on in the episodes and stuff like that, with the drone footage that we have, and going across these canals, and, first off, we're over there just scouting around, just, finishing up things, relaxing, and, going out to have a good time, and like, boom, there's a hog in a canal.
Yep.
And Odin is itching, okay? Odin is itching to kill something. And
now, how old's Odin now? Is he 7, 8?
He's 7. Yeah, you're the culprit for starting him out on trying to be Evil Knievel on a bicycle, though.
Yeah, I know.
But we got him set up on this hog, and man, he put short work of it with that old constrictor crossbow.
He did, man. He smoked, and it was awesome.
He's what really tickles me with him is getting him set up, and he doesn't like to be on camera. He doesn't like.
Yeah.
He gets shy real quick, so to speak, or gets pissed off real quick, so to speak. And about having that, but just seeing these hogs like down there in these canals, like in the heat, it was 90. What was it, 90 couple degrees that day? Wasn't it?
90 something, man. It was brutally hot the last few days.
And down there and get that done, and Odin's tickled to death, and he's ready to get after it, So we wanted to get this hog, and the main reason we wanted to get this hog is like we killed this hog, and Odin did, and we set it up on the Wise Eye game camera on this slide. So there's from this reservoir. How many acres did you say that thing was, Matt?
The reservoir is 432, I believe.
432. Well, there's probably 400,000 alligators in there.
There's a bunch.
There's a ton of them in there. But there's these slides that come from the reservoir over to the canals, right?
Yep.
And these alligators come out of that, and the reason for them coming out of the reservoirs over to the canals is, I know you told me, but I don't want to say something wrong. So
yeah, there's some outflow pipes where we can regulate the water in the reservoirs as well and get rid of it if we need to. So right there where those pipes come out of the reservoir into the canal, when we're pumping, these are huge culvert pipes. These culvert pipes are probably 4 to 5 foot in diameter, and they can dump some water. So when they pumping that water out of there, when that water hits the canal, it actually blows a big hole in the bottom of the canal there. It just basically, over time, washes that sand out and creates a deep hole. So when the water levels go down in the entire canal, right at the end of that pipe, it's probably the size of, what was it there? Maybe quarter acre size spot right there.
Yeah.
Where that sand blows out of there, creates that deep washout. Well, all the fish, as the water goes down in the canal, congregate in that deep hole. So today there was 20 plus alligators when we pulled up there. Yeah. And you'll see it in the drone footage. We pulled up in this hole less than a quarter of an acre. There's over 20 gators there that's what we could see, and there's probably more. But they're in there just on a feeding frenzy on all these fish. And most of them are tilapia, some, gar, and some other types of fish. But that's the main thing that's in these canals here, and a lot of bass and stuff. But the gators congregate there and feed, and they cross over in one spot there. And it's no different than where deer cross or elk or anything. and we set a game camera up on it, and we got some pretty cool videos, man, of some giant gators in the middle of the night, because that's when they like to travel. They travel at night. And we got some crazy videos of some monsters crossing in front of this camera, and it's going to be some awesome footage.
Yeah, that's like that's what we use. We just cut the head off of Odin's hog, and he delegated to use that for bait to see what we could what we can come up with. But we're not going to spoil anything right now. So
Yep.
But yeah, it was quite an experience just going around checking out the farm and getting ready to see what we were up against when we were hunting. So we jumped right into the alligators the next day, and you know, and Odin has to be the first one. Okay, so he's fresh. He's like, Dad, are you gonna let me go? You gonna let me go? You gonna let me go? Yeah, let's get on it. You know, so we go into another ranch. It was yesterday actually, and that ranch there, you know, it kind of reminded me of some Jurassic Park stuff. You know what I mean? Once you drive into it, you will see these just holding areas of water, you know, and you know, you got your palms, you got the pines, you got hogs blowing out, you know, as you're walking in all over the place, you know, scaring the crap out of you.
Yeah, we were sneaking up on some gators, and some hogs come crashing out of the palmetto. It's about ran us over.
So you get all kinds of excited about what's going on, you know, and you know, and Matt's you know, they spotted out a gator for Odin, and it's just we don't want to spoil the footage of what's to come, but you know, Odin was able to take his first alligator with the crossbow, and you know, the excitement is like you see him with your kids, and and something that I think we all need to like focus in on is, like, you know, I got the experience. It's not with all my kids. We got the experience with Odin. He's old enough now, you know, with your wife, your kids, and it's something that you can, you know, all of us went in together, but I learned really quickly that, you know, these gators, they can smell you. You know, their nose are tipping out, and asking all the questions here with Matt. It's like, all right, I don't know anything about these reptiles. You know what I mean? So it's like, but I've also heard it's like these things can smell an animal, you know, dead animal, or, you know, they can smell an animal.
Danger, humans, like you got to hunt the wind. It's hunting, and a lot of people come to hunt alligators under the impression that, well, we're just going to pull up to an alligator and lay it up on the bank and shoot him, and it's just that easy. There must be hunting somewhere better than I have, because these gators, you got to hunt them. We got a ton, but you got to get the wind right. You got to be quiet. You got to sneak. It's a real hunt. You're not hunting on a farm or a pen raised gators or anything like that. Like this, we're hunting. This is real stuff, and you gotta, all your hunting tactics, you gotta apply. We gotta hunt them, and I think these guys got to see a lot of that in the last 2 days and learned a lot about it, and they can all testify now that it's a legit real hunt. You got to be on your toes.
Well, this is I mean, you consider this as like the backcountry hunt of Idaho, the backcountry hunt of Florida.
Yeah.
This is what you're hunting. You're hunting. This is the big game of Florida.
Yep.
You know, is
swamps and lakes and rivers, and you know, and then like yesterday we were in the palmettos and the pines, and just little sloughs and swamps mixed in there, and it's a eerie place. It's every little water hole's got a gator. You just gotta, and there's some cool footage with that second kill. You know, they get aggressive. They get aggressive when they find a water hole, and you know that a gator doesn't have a lot to be scared of, and you guys saw that yesterday.
Yeah, 100%. You know, after we got Odin's gator out of the way and got him settled down, you know, we found another gator for Gina, and I'm telling you, she put a hit on him, and you know, Matt's like, man, this is like that's the money shot.
Yeah,
it's the money shot.
No, when she hit it, I was like, we're done. Good deal, game over. But that doesn't they can take it, man. They can take it. They're tough animals.
Well, I think we all got us three got to witness, not only a good time, but witness just and being a testimony of these animals are. It's kind of like that old theory, like you can cut the head off the turtle, but he still won't bite you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So they're tough animals to kill, and they can get aggressive. And that gator that Gina killed, was at 9 foot.
He was 9'7".
9'7", and he was the king of that mud hole, pretty much.
Yeah.
Right?
Or no, I think he was 9'10", actually.
9'10".
He was a big 9. He was creeping up on 10 foot. He was just shy of 10 foot.
So I mean, he was proud of that hole, and he didn't want anything to come around it.
No, when he postured up, like it was immediate. We knew that he wasn't giving up his spot, and that he was feeling threatened, and he was showing his dominance. And that doesn't happen a lot, but we got in close on this gator, and he was not giving it up. And I tell you, old Gina she had the shakes, man. she was definitely, especially at one point, we almost had to throw Odin up in a tree for a minute just because things were getting a little shaky, and she was not digging that at all.
No. She got a little paranoid there, a little bit, But I'm like, you're the one with the weapon. Get another one anyway.
Right. Make it happen.
Make it happen. So you have. Well, I guess the point I'm trying to make is you got the size, the less dominant type of alligator that you can hunt with your kids.
Oh, absolutely.
With your family. And then it's like then you start getting into the mature animals.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. It's like, well, it's like with any dangerous game, is be prepared for this.
Yeah, it can be as mild and as safe as a hunt as you want it to be, or it can get as wild as you want it to get. And it just depends on how we're taking them, what we're doing to get it done. It can be, and that's something for people to know and understand, that you can absolutely bring your kid, because this is a very common question anyway. You can absolutely bring your wife, children, and there's 100% zero risk of anything happening to him. Extremely safe, and it's enjoyable for everybody. Or if a guy wants to come out by himself or some buddies, and they want to get wild and have a really super exciting and just an adrenaline rush hunt, we can get it done. It's a hunt for everybody. And I think we saw a little bit of that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And really that's good, because I wanted to get that action packed, because mainly I wanted to show both sides. Like, you can bring your kids, you can bring your family to hunt.
For sure.
But also it's like for the guys that's out there that's got the big egos and say, hey, that's not a hunt. It's like, well, I can guarantee you it's a hunt.
Yeah.
And you want to add a little bit of question about that. Well, I took mine with a trad bow, so throw a recurve into the mix, and then get 5 yards and shoot an animal that has the capability of ripping your leg or arm off. And see what his reaction is when you stick one in him.
Right.
So and hope that it's kind of like shooting a Kodiak with my trad bow, or a bear at point blank is you still have that chance. It's still hunting. You're hunting a wild animal,
and a gator's hard to kill to start with.
Well, is that several times.
Small vitals. All of his vitals are small. He's built with an armor plate on his back, basically. And we witnessed that, the penetration on with these bows, crossbows, and everything on these big animals is tough. It takes a lot of preparation. You got to be prepared for what's going to happen. You need to be really proficient with your equipment. And even then, when you are, like the shots that were being delivered were incredible. Best shooting on a trad bow I've ever seen in my life today. And you still have to put some arrows in these things, man. They are hard to kill.
They definitely are, and it's, you know, you can make a good shooter like think, man, what did I do wrong? But
Right.
you didn't do anything wrong.
No, you're just dealing with something that's built to survive.
Right. Oh yeah,
A dinosaur.
I mean, they're a dinosaur without a doubt. You know, and
Yep.
and it doesn't, like you've even said, you've seen 30-06s, 243s,
Mm-hmm.
you know, 270s just ricochet off of their head. And
Yep.
after understanding the anatomy of them and seeing how they position themselves in the water, there's no reason not to believe that if you have a little bit of common sense.
Well, I'll give you a little example. Last week, I took a gentleman that was using a very high-performance air rifle, and everybody laughs or has comments, oh, well, because it was an air rifle. Well, this same exact air rifle, he has killed Cape buffalo in Africa with it. And he shot a gator at 10 yards with me last week, 50 caliber air gun, and it ricocheted off of his back. He shot him twice in the head, and all it did was knock the skin off of his head. It did not chip a bone, crack a bone, didn't do anything to him. Absolutely did zero harm to him. But that same thing they shoot Cape buffalo with in Africa successfully. So
That's crazy.
that just puts a little perspective on how tough this animal is and what we're dealing with.
100%. And that's like one of the things I think that people don't give enough respect for that type of hunt. You know, they don't consider it, or, you know, they don't consider it like, oh man, I want to go kill a deer, or I want to go kill an elk, or
Right.
But here it is, you know, and you know, April, and man, I mean, what else are you going to hunt besides turkey? You know what I mean?
And that's what's fun about that is with our private land harvest program on all of my ranches, we can hunt alligators all year long. So I can fit anybody's schedule, anybody's time frame. And the state always issues me plenty of tags, so we're never short on tags. And all a non-resident has to do is just buy a $51 license. The tags are already provided. I have them. And pay for the hunt, and we can go any time of year. So that's a nice option for people. And hopefully this footage and some other stuff we're doing will get that out there, that this hunt can be for anybody. So when there's not a season, guys are still wanting to hunt and get out in the woods and see and experience some things. This is an affordable hunt. We can hunt them all year long, and it's something that everybody should at least give a try. It's way more exciting than what some people give it credit for. But I can tell you, after 25 years, I've never had anybody leave disappointed. They always are glad and thankful that they tried it, and it's a pretty exhilarating hunt, man. Some guys get jacked up over it, and it's especially if things get a little wild sometimes. It really gets that adrenaline pumping.
Oh, no doubt. And we had it pumping a couple times, man. So I mean,
Absolutely.
you know, it's you know, just to recap on you, is like everybody say, oh, it's, you know, season. It's like, when the hell is there not a season? So it's like, if you're willing to go hunt something, then hey, if it's in the dead of December and you want to get out of the cold, then head on down to Florida, man. You're like,
Yep.
you know, it's like, well, if you're having trouble to convince the wife, you're like, what, 10 minutes from the beach?
Yeah, that's my biggest thing, man. I'm an hour from Disney and all the attractions, Epcot, Universal Studios. I'm 10 minutes from the beach. The guys will call me. I've had guys that are here. They're already here. They had no hunt planned, and be like, man, I've spent 3 days at Disney. I'm about to pull my hair out. Do you have anything I can hunt? I need to get away. I can't do the concrete and the people no more. And it's like, yeah, man, roll over. It doesn't matter when it is, what time of year. I got you. And they shoot over for a day and go shoot gators and hogs with me and have an absolute blast. People will book trips and they come hunt. You know, the guys will come hunt with me, and the wives and the children hang out on the beach. It's a win-win for everybody. There's so many different options, and that's what's awesome about our area, is that there's plenty to do. We live in a great area, great town, and we're centrally located. Everything is within, if you want to go to Orlando to the big attractions, that's the furthest thing to travel to, and that's an hour. So a lot to do here in a very target-rich environment. So it can fit anybody's agenda.
Well, I mean, I definitely got experience, the target-rich environment. I was like, man, there's one thing that I probably needed to bring more of, and that was arrows. So,
for sure.
So if you come down to hunt with Matt, you need to bring plenty of shells for turkey. You need to bring plenty of arrows for the hogs and gators.
Yep.
And not only are you doing the hogs and gators, I'm going to save the trad bow experience for later on. What I'll tell you about, we'll give a little hint. We killed a big old dinosaur.
That's a fact.
With the trad bow. And
he is a stud for sure.
It's that's the first. You said the first person that's killed a trad.
First one I've had, and it was awesome. The shooting was phenomenal. We killed a phenomenal gator, and the footage is going to be awesome, and just all the footage in general. Some of that aerial footage we got with the.
It's crazy because we got like a terabyte of footage and about 8,000 pictures, Ethan.
Oh, man. You better send that over to somebody more qualified than me.
We got a lot of stuff to look at here, and I'm excited to see this footage put together. It's going to be pretty awesome, man.
So,
it's like.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to say, so just to recap, you've got a hog down, you got 3 gators down, and then the Osceola. So you got how long are you staying yet, and you got any more?
We're heading. Oh, it's kind of crazy because it's like, here I am down here. It's like, it's Gina and I's anniversary, and it's Matt and Nikki's anniversary this week too. So we kind of like just going to roll out tomorrow around noon, and we got to take care of the home life.
Yeah. Okay. So, cool.
On both
ends.
Yeah. That's probably smart. You probably should.
Yeah. Happy.
I mean, we killed a truckload of stuff. We can go hang out with them for a little bit now.
Yeah. Well, they got to earn it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Well, not only to, that you're offering the Osceola and, the gators and the hogs, but also, us here is like, Matt's doing some thermal night hunts.
Yeah.
And, the first night I was here, he's like, he had another client that wanted to hunt, and he brought him on and took him out on. I wish I would have went, but I was beat that day. But he called in a double on bobcats.
Yeah, called in a double on cats.
I think I did see that on Instagram.
Yeah, we get a lot of cats, a lot of coyotes. They shot at some coyotes that night. A lot of hog hunting. We've got a lot of hogs, and that thermal hog hunting has kind of took off. Just in general, a lot of people doing it, a lot of people promoting it, and it's something that people want to try. I do it pretty affordable, where I'm not breaking guys to come try it out to see if they like it. And a lot of guys leave here wanting to go buy some thermal equipment, and I can put them on game. There's not a night that we'll go out that they won't shoot something. And a lot of times they're shooting multiple things in a night. So it's a very cool experience. And for the money, just to be able to try it out, it's just another way of being able to get out there and do what we love. And it's a pretty awesome thing.
Well, here's the thing. I've seen those thermal scopes, and I guarantee you don't charge as much as a thermal scope costs.
No, nowhere near, man. But they're pretty impressive. We can see about 2,000 yards with them, and we can very easily identify stuff at 600 yards, 800 yards, and so we kind of and that's hunting too. You know what I mean? A lot of people, everybody's got problems with one way or another that people hunt, but even with the thermal stuff, we ride around, find things, identify them. You got to get the wind right and put a stalk in on them. We usually stalk in a couple guys at a time. Get set up on tripods and get into a pack of hogs, man. It's a good time. And then we sit on I got some high racks built on some trucks and some swamp buggies, and we'll hit certain areas and just sneak in quiet and sit with a call in cats, coyotes. And, it's a lot of fun, man. You see a lot of cool stuff with that thermal at night. Even just watching other animals do what they do in darkness when they assume that nobody can see them and they're safe. It's really fun, actually, just to sit back, really quiet, sneak in somewhere, and just watch animals. It's really cool. You learn a lot about animals when you do that.
I've done some thermal coyote hunting, and they definitely, like you said, they don't think anyone's watching them, and they're a little more bold.
No, for sure, man. I don't know how many we've taken where we're just riding down the road on the ranch, and I'll have somebody or a couple guys on the high rack scanning while I drive, and they're like, "Hey, stop! There's a coyote standing there at 50 yards," and they just think because they're out of the lights that they're completely safe because that's their normal, right? Like they're safe in the dark.
Yeah.
Well, with that thermal night, they're not safe any longer.
I've had it plenty of times. You just step across the ditch and you can call them right into the road. They're not worried about it.
No, it's pretty awesome equipment. I've got some really, really, really high quality equipment. I spent a lot of money on it, but I wanted to be able to give my clients, the best opportunity with the best equipment. And we've made that jump, and it's paying off. We're having some really, really super awesome hunts. Clients are totally blown away by what they can see and how far they can see with this stuff. And it's just another thing that we can offer our clients when they come visit us.
So what are, for people who don't know, what are the accommodations like? You got housing down there, or you staying off-site, or what's going on that end?
Yeah, off-site. So I do one of two things, and it really depends on the size of the group or who's coming in, whatever the client wants. I can either get them discounted room rates at a couple of local hotels if they can call and book, or I can call and book it for them. And as long as they tell them they're hunting with me, they'll get discounts on their room rates. Or I have a property manager that runs several Airbnbs, basically just rental homes. And he will also give them a discount if they wanted to, a bigger group or maybe a family or something that just wanted a little more privacy. These houses have heated pools, hot tubs, big houses. We've got houses that can sleep up to 14 people, and we've got houses that are just one bedroom, one bath. Extremely affordable, cheaper than hotels. So that's kind of the options that people have when they come hunt with me.
Cool.
Well, one of the things, like, just to hit back on the thermal stuff is, like, just the ranches that you're hunting on these 30,000 acres, it's like, these are working ranches that are producing food.
Yeah.
So that thermal, what folks need to realize, like, you're using this as a management tool because they don't want hogs tearing up their watermelons, tearing up their potatoes.
Yeah.
Or they don't want, coyotes and bobcats, they're overran. So it's like, it's a good management tool, and you want to be successful at it because, you just got to take care of the business there, so to speak,
No, for sure.
Because they're a nuisance for the most part if they're not controlled.
No, 100%. And you've seen on a lot of the ranches that we're hunting are working cattle ranches. And I've showed you some places where they come in and just root the ground up.
Oh, yeah.
And these hogs will come in and destroy some pastures. So it's just kind of one of those things where we're not just doing it to get people out shooting stuff. Like, we're going to do a job. We're serving a purpose. And it's just way to put back into the system, with the conservation and all, and get guys coming in and buying licenses for these night hunts and generating money and then getting out there and helping the farmers and the ranchers get rid of these animals that are causing crop damage, pasture damage. It's a win-win for everybody all the way around, and it's extremely affordable, and it's a great hunt. It's a good time.
Well, heck yeah, it's not like that. It's like, some wild boar is good. I've had it with some barbecue before,
Yep.
and a ton of them that,
Yep.
shot over the years. And then I've had gator. Now I'm about to have some I've had gator from other people, but I've never killed one. So now I got I'm probably going to have 150 pounds of gator meat.
At least. Yeah, you gotta have
So it's just.
You got room in the freezer for that?
Man, I was just talking to one of the guys today over that helps out the guys over at Blood Origins, and I of course I give away a lot of stuff there in town, to the folks back home in Idaho. Whenever they need it, it's like it's already processed and ready to go for guys. So it's I'm very generous with the meat. But I got a football team to feed too, so it's one of those things where it's just good field to table, good organic stuff that you know what you're getting, so it's something for everyone, that you can provide here, Matt, and I'll let you just recap on so it's coming out of your mouth on what you have to offer, which I've seen a ton of animals.
Yeah.
But
so what we offer here in Florida is my home base. We offer, we basically just concentrate on the alligators, osceola turkey, and the hogs. Offer two different types of alligator hunts. One is a management and one is a trophy hunt for two different prices, which guys can check out my website and check all that stuff out. And if anybody wanted to do some whitetail or some exotic hunting, I've got involved and partnered up with a guy in Texas that we've got over 100,000 acres in Texas to hunt for free range axis and black buck and tons of whitetails and hogs and all that. But right here, as far as my home base, we just stick with the alligators, turkeys, and hogs, and that's what I focus on and try to stay busy with that. And they keep us running pretty wide open with it because there's the only thing we have a season on here in Florida that I cater to, take people hunting to is the turkey. So the hogs and the gators are all year long. Nothing really holds any of that back or anything. We can, even during we don't get cold here, but even during our cooler months, we're producing 100% success on the gators and along with everything else. So we can, I guess that's probably our biggest thing that we thrive on is being able to take people at any time. So we don't have to worry about seasons because that knocks a lot of guys out of the game.
Oh, it does. Because people, what guys need to realize is like they're just whitetail hunters. And they're like, man, I hear it, or they're just elk hunters. I'm like, be more versatile and open the door to hunt something different. Right. Or, the meat's phenomenal.
Yeah.
So try it out. It's something different. And hey, maybe you just need that break to get away from some animals because I think everybody needs a different reset. It gets you to think a little bit differently, maybe on a strategy differently if you're hunting something else and you're like, hey, maybe this will work for another animal or you don't realize it. But
the thing about it is, like, why wouldn't you?
But yeah, right.
Well, that's what I'm always telling Shane is, it's January and now I have to wait till October to go hunt again if I'm hunting whitetails. There's always something to hunt.
There's always something to hunt, and I've like I said, I'll say it again. I've never had anybody come here to hunt gators and be like, you know what, I killed a gator, but it was like, not really that cool. Like everybody is mind blown on, and it's not just the hunt. It's an impressive animal. When you put your hands on it, it is a very, very impressive animal to be able to touch and feel and see the size of them. People don't realize how big they are. They think, okay, well, he was 10, 11, 12 foot. Yeah, whatever. they are incredibly impressive when you pull them out of the water. It's a great hunt, man. Been doing it 25 years, and just as an outfitter, been hunting them my whole life.
Well, just to kind of give a little bit about what experience in the gator that I shot, how he would roll to try to get away from things. He would roll with that, and
so impressive and strong, powerful. It's
what'd you say? I mean, all three of us struggled to get it up in the truck.
If we would have been one man short, we would not have got it loaded.
So, I mean, you're, an animal that's, 500 plus pounds, it's
absolutely,
it's dense. It's just nothing but a big, huge muscle, it seems like.
Yeah. It's cool to watch people when we get one killed and we pull them up on the bank. It's cool for me to sit back, because I've had my hands on thousands of them. It's cool to sit back and watch a person touch one for the first time. And it's a legit dinosaur. And for people to put their, and finally, it's real. It happened. I got him. And to be able to just kind of put it all together, it's a cool feeling, and it's cool to watch people's expressions, and they get pumped, man. It's way more exciting. And a lot of people do give it credit that it is a badass hunt, but some people play it down. Guys will see these gators laying up on the banks on a golf course.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, I can walk up and smack that thing with my golf club. Well, those gators are born and raised around people. That's a different animal. We're hunting wild animals that a lot of these gators have never seen a human. They're crawling out of swamps. They're crawling out of places that who knows where they've been. And these animals got some age on them. This gator that Shane killed today is going to be pushing, 50 years old. So think about what that dude's seen and living in a swamp. That's
that's nuts.
Yeah, like when we say they're built to survive, that's one thing that really kind of when everybody gets one killed and gets their hands on him, and you see how he's really built and how he's just how he feels and has that big armor plate on his back.
Oh yeah.
Like they are built to survive. There's nothing that those things fear.
Well, it's crazy. It's like, you when you're telling me like, no, you're looking at the challenging part of shooting an animal or reptile, whatever you want to call these things, this dinosaur, because that's what it is. You're looking at a 3x3 spot, is what you said, behind its head to shoot it.
Yeah.
Or because he's really not exposing anymore out of the water, or you try to, spot and stalk him and you put an arrow behind him to take his lungs out. And we got to experience some wild stuff with the trad bow about that. But the scoops that you call them is like the processor had some and pulled them out and gave them to Odin. And you're looking at a half-inch bone that's on their back. And like you said, you had a client like, I'm going to put an arrow through this. And you're like, no, you're not.
It's not going to happen.
Yeah. It's like trying to shoot, just say a moose shoulder, trying to blow through a moose shoulder with a bow. You're just not going to do it.
Yeah, this dude lives with armor plating on his back. You know what I mean?
Right.
He's basically rolls around with a bulletproof vest across his back. Like you're not going to penetrate it with a bow. You can get some. We saw that today with the bow, but getting it in there to get those vitals and get that clean kill, they're just better shots that we need to take. Gators have small kill zones, man. They do. That's part of the challenge on getting one killed, and it's
and the other part is like you need to have a game plan after you shoot it, because now you need to retrieve it, and now you're retrieving it.
You have to
in a gator infested pool.
Yeah, I mean that one hole we pulled up to today had over 20 gators in it. So, not when you kill one, you're just not dealing with that animal. You got 19 of his buddies there that you still got to deal with, and that's part of all the excitement. The footage is gonna say a lot, man. We got some really cool footage, a ton of animals. We got some amazing kill shots. and it's going to be tight, man. I'm pumped to see it.
I'm excited to see it all put together too.
Yeah. Well, you're just gonna have to get your butt down here next.
Well, I know that's what I was gonna say. Hopefully, I'll see you soon down there, Matt.
Yeah,
no, for sure, man. You got to get down here and check this stuff out for sure.
I know my dad's been looking for one, so I think we'll probably make it down there one of these days.
I know a guy.
Well, good. I do too now.
Yeah. Well, the one point I just want to wrap things up with is that you got something down here for everyone at any time.
Yep.
And then if you wanted to get over to Texas,
yep,
you got places for that, so you can hunt the all day access.
Yeah, for sure.
The black buck. So, and those are considered exotics, and that's a $46 tag, I believe. Last time I bought it. So there's no reason for people to say, "Well, I got to wait till season come in," because here it is.
Yeah, I've got
it's always season.
It's always season here. That's one of my things. Everybody's like, "When is the season?" I'm like, "Every day."
Every day.
Every day. We're hunting every
365.
Yeah. And we do. It's not that hey, we hunted twice this month. Like we've been double booked for a while because turkey season rolled in on us, and we literally hunt every day something.
Yeah.
And I don't want people to have any fear of this hunt if they're first time hunters. Like I've taken many, many, many first time hunters. We can handle anybody of any skill level, and the hogs are something great, and they're cheap to start out on. The gators are extremely affordable, and if somebody wants to jump in and want to go with a good outfit and somebody that's experienced, and I've got some great guides as well, that this is a good hunt for everybody of any skill level, any age limit, any disabilities. We can handle it. It's never a problem, and everybody's successful. I'll guarantee it. We've been successful on gators for 25 years and hogs, and it's really something that people shouldn't be afraid of or worry about, and we can make it happen for anybody.
Well, heck yeah. Well, I know I'm excited to. I didn't think it was because of the heat, but
yeah, for sure.
But I'm excited to keep this rolling with you, Matt, and just start influencing people on. Let's just get real about it. Everybody always thinks, you need to kill the big 29 of North America, but let's be realistic. Right. Who in the hell can afford to go out and buy sheep tags that are governor tags? You're not going to draw everything. Yeah. So being able to experience, there's other things to hunt. They're right here in the United States,
My tags are over the counter and they're $51.
Right. There you go. And you have just as exciting hunt here in the back country of Florida,
100%,
as you would in the PNW.
Well, not only that, are the tags and licenses affordable? You can bring your family.
Yeah, exactly.
You can load the wife and the kids up and bring it on. We're going to do it.
Well, and that's the key right there, because you can send them to the beach.
Right. Win-win
or to
for
Disney
everybody.
World, So
win-win for everybody.
For sure. And the best part is like you're going to get it done real soon. You're going home with some stuff.
Yeah. It's not even like I don't even need to take. If you took a week's vacation with your family here, I need you about a day or two. And everybody's always welcome to stay as long as they want. But if they want to move on with their vacation and get things done, honestly, if a guy wanted one gator, we've killed multiple gators a day, many, many, many times, as Shane can attest to. We've saw plenty of animals, and it would have been very easily done. We can get a gator or two killed in a day, and families are more than welcome to stay or move right along with their vacation and keep having a good time. But I don't need to burn a week with you. Just give me a day or two, and I will get you exactly what you came for.
Well, heck yeah, Matt. Well, one thing that while I was here, while we wrap this up is want to you got to experience, like, we're being in with the showdown, and we took a little bit of time helping each other out here of rallying the fans, because it's all about what we do, and influencing, future hunters and hunters out there now. I just want to give a big shout out to everyone who's listening, to the fans that's helped support to get down to the final floor, and hopefully we win this thing, because I'm going to bring you real shit. I'm going to bring you what real stuff is, what to hunt, and there's no fake facade of what's going on. Wrapping this up is, let everybody know where they can find you out and get everything's booked, besides giving me, and I'll get them right to you.
Yeah, man. So my website is www.mmoutfittersunlimited.com. All kind of information on my website. I got a phone number, is 321-863-2985, or you can email me at mattcates71@yahoo.com. And all that information is on the website. I've got Instagram and Facebook pages that if guys will follow, they can. I'm posting stuff daily because we're killing stuff daily. So if people want to actually don't even have to listen to what we talk about, they can actually go on there and see what we're killing on a day-to-day basis and see what kind of animals I'm producing. Follow my Instagram and Facebook page, and you'll see what we're coming up with. I've got a YouTube channel happening too, just getting that started. Not a lot of content on it, but that's going to change very soon. But the best thing to keep up on our day-to-day right now is Facebook and Instagram. And like I say, it'll all speak for itself. Just kind of check us out, see what we're producing on a daily basis, and give us a shout if there's anything we can do for you.
Well, Matt,
cool.
It's certainly you welcoming my family in your house while we've been here.
Absolutely.
Putting all this together. I know Odin's like, he's stoked about it all, and he's like,
that's my little buddy now.
Yeah. He's like, Dad, when can we do it again? And
right.
I know Gina appreciated it. She's been one hell of a cameraman, and she got to do some killing herself, and
she's done awesome.
And I know I certainly appreciate the hell out of all of it. And
I appreciate you guys as well. You guys are putting me out there in front of a whole new realm of people, and that's what it's all about, is us guys working together to keep this thing rolling.
Well, heck yeah. And, it's all about hunting something sometime, somewhere, every month.
Yeah.
So we'll do our best to keep this rolling for everyone, and spreading the word that there's more out there than just the typical whitetail and elk.
Absolutely.
Ethan, what do you think, man?
Well, don't you guys have too much fun tonight? And Matt, hopefully I'll see you sometime soon.
Yeah,
I hope so, brother. I hope so.
Heck yeah. Well, I'll see you probably in about a month to head on out to Idaho for some bear.
Oh yeah.
And I'll check in on those dates, and we're gonna get wrapped up. We've been nonstop here for the past 4 days, so I think we're gonna get some dinner and let you wrap everything up.
Hey guys, you can find us over on social media, on IG, on Bone Maniacs. You can find us on Facebook, Bone Maniacs